It's been a year since I bought the Omega Speedmaster Professional Hesalite, and in this video I'll share my experience with this iconic watch. Do I regret buying it? How often do I wear it? And how has the Hesalite crystal held up over time? Is this the ultimate Grail watch or the perfect one and only timepiece? These are some of the topics I want to discuss, and I hope this video will be helpful for those considering a Speedmaster. I've always admired the Moonwatch and wanted to own one eventually, but it was never a serious contender on my radar. Other watches always took priority in this price range. In recent years, two factors made it harder for me to purchase a Speedmaster. First, I struggled with the current Omega prices, remembering what retail and pre-owned Speedmaster prices were like years ago. Secondly, its popularity made it seem too obvious a choice. However, last year I decided to go for it. There were several reasons for this decision. I wanted to include this watch in my collection eventually. It served as a substitute for the Rolex Explorer. I am explaining my thought process in another video. Check out the link in the description. I didn't want to wait for this watch to become even more expensive and out of reach. The real question was whether I would be happy owning the legendary Speedmaster and how long it would remain in my collection. I must admit, I didn't feel overly excited or overwhelmed when I picked up the Omega from my authorized dealer, but it felt right and logical to finally have it. Here are a few things to know about the Speedmaster Professional before buying it. There are two main models of the Moonwatch, the Hesalite, also known as the True Moonwatch, and the Sapphire Sandwich. The main differences lie in the crystal used. Hesalite is a proprietary name for a clear acrylic watch crystal introduced by Omega in the 1940s. It's softer and scratches more easily than sapphire crystal, but Hesalite will crack rather than shatter under impact, which is why NASA uses this version. Another notable difference is that the Sapphire Sandwich comes with a transparent case back, allowing you to see the movement in action. I think that choosing between the Sapphire Sandwich and Hesalite versions is the biggest challenge when it comes to the Speedmaster. I opted for the Hesalite version for its more vintage look and feel, but after a year I'm not sure I made the right choice. More on that later. I bought the latest Moonwatch iteration, known as the 3861, which, if I remember correctly, was introduced in 2021. There are a few minor and major upgrades with this watch. It now features a step dial and curved edges on the minute and chronograph seconds hands. The case also has curved lugs, which in my opinion improve its wearability. One of the major upgrades is the movement. The new Speedmaster comes with the Omega coaxial master chronometer caliber 3861. The movement features 50 hours of power reserve and anti-magnetic for up to 15,000 goes. The stated accuracy is 0 to plus 5 seconds per day. Another significant upgrade is the Bracelet, which is a substantial improvement over the previous generation. It's a very comfortable tapered bracelet with a micro-adjust clasp. The previous model is the 1861, and some people prefer that older variant. On the pre-owned market, you can find one of those at a much better price compared to the new model. Personally, I prefer the new model. Those minor and major tweaks make a substantial difference for me. Although I enjoy experimenting with straps on my Speedmaster, I'm considering adding a bracelet at some point. I just think that if I put it on a bracelet, it will end my strap experimentation with the watch. The Speedmaster's case size is a concern for many people. As the 42mm case may seem large on paper, it's not a small piece, but thanks to its short lug-to-lug distance, it wears smaller than the specifications suggest. Here are the dimensions of the Speedmaster Professional. Case diameter 42mm, thickness about 13mm, lug-to-lug size about 47mm, lug width 20mm. Now, on to my experience with the watch, how often I wear it, and its place in my collection. Initially, I wasn't sure if I would include the Speedmaster in my daily rotation. I already had strong competition with my Explorer 2, Mark 18, and Railmaster. However, to my surprise, the Speedmaster quickly secured a solid place in the rotation. I think the Speedmaster is my second or third most worn watch overall. It's a relatively simple, understated, and very legible watch with its contrasting dial. People don't really pay attention to the Speedmaster on my wrist. Of course, watch enthusiasts will notice an Omega, but outside the watch collecting community, only a couple of people have complimented it. So I feel like the Speedmaster is always a safe, low-key choice. It's a well-respected and legendary watch, but not pretentious or in your face. The space connection is a nice bonus, as you can talk about it if someone is genuinely interested in the watch you're wearing. For all these qualities, the Moonwatch has also become my trusted companion for business trips. It also has become a nearly perfect everyday piece for me. But here comes the Hesalite crystal issue. Over a year of active wear, the glass has accumulated many tiny scratches. Most of them are only visible at certain angles and in specific lighting, but I recently discovered a deeper scratch that bothers me. I know that Polywatch should help with it, but I haven't tried it yet. Overall, I've started thinking that maybe the sapphire version would be a better choice for me. This is something to consider if you're deciding between the Hesalite and sapphire models. I'm not rushing into any decisions yet, but I had a new white dial Speedmaster Pro for review, and I absolutely loved that piece. I even considered replacing a few of my watches with the white Speedmaster and calling it a day. In fact, the white Speedmaster with a sapphire crystal felt like a more robust watch to me. As I mentioned, I've traveled with the Speedmaster, but I don't take it on trips where there might be water activities. I take another watch or a spare watch along with the Speedmaster. For example, the Tudor Black Bay 58, Railmaster, or Aqua Racer. The Speedmaster Professional is rated for up to 50 meters of water resistance, and according to Omega, it is suitable for swimming. However, since I have other watches that are more water resistant, I don't intentionally take the Moonwatch swimming. Could it be a Grail watch? Certainly, I can see that. It has all the qualities of a Grail watch. It's beautiful, iconic, well-known, well-respected, and simply one of the most important watches of all time. Many watch enthusiasts also consider the Omega Speedmaster Professional as their best one and only watch. I don't feel that way. It's definitely a great watch to have. It's easy to grab and wear every day, but I think it works best as part of a collection, even if it's a two-watch collection. If I were to choose only two watches in my collection, it would most likely be the Rolex Explorer 2 16570 and this Omega Speedmaster. In fact, as an experiment, I wore just these two watches in rotation for some time, and it was a perfect combination. So, this is my 1-year experience with the Omega Speedmaster Professional Hesalite. I hope this video will be helpful. Let me know if you have any questions about the watch of my experience with it. I will see you next time. Bye now and happy collecting.